Okay, so the stream seems live now. Um, I was trying to set it up earlier and it didn't seem to work much. I'm playing against Zoinksman right now, who is an ABTG member. Oh, he might scorch me here. If he does, then props to him. Astro or Biotic and Scorch. Nope. Biotic and Scorch would be very strong. No, he triple advanced. This is probably Astro Script. Beal. Okay. I got an incredibly good starting hand this match. I career fair to Liberated, hit the Liberated once, and then installed Wildside and Chronotype. So I'm looking at 2 cards a turn. I have 4 clicks. Next turn I just sort of hit Liberated once and installed these 3 out of my hand. I'm a little worried because I have nothing in hand, but instead I'm just going to hit R&D and see what happens here. I have this medium. I would like to start digging there and see what's going on. He threw a Biotic here for Beal. Not necessarily a move I would agree with. Astro Script is a different story where you're able to... Okay, so nothing from the... just wrap around, nothing scary there. He's at 1 credit, so I'm going to hit HQ now and see if I can start clearing agendas out of his hand. Oh, special offer. Okay, so there's, hedge fund number 3, as Soham likes to refer to it. Expires. This is the Big Boy Wizard list, based on the Big Boy is the player who did this. I watched him play against Kalimsha. Okay, so I've seen a Sweep Sweep and a Toll Booth. Toll Booth is expensive for him. Sweep Sweep is less so. Hopefully I can keep his ability to leave Sweep Sweep down just by playing stuff out of my hand. I'm down in points right now. I don't like the fact that he got 5 credits. That was, I was hoping that he would be stuck down low as sort of penalty of using that Biotic. But I'm just going to live with what I got for now. Hopefully my sort of passive econ here is going to kick in and be able to propel me to victory. He has two ice here. This is probably Toll Booth. This might be another special offer. I'm probably going to face check it just because. I'm not going to be happy if it's a special offer. Here's David. That's tempting. I had worse. If I can find a way to kill, basically if I draw knifed, I can kill this wraparound. No knifed. Did get turntable, which is good usually in this matchup. Being able to swap the agendas there's a lot of agendas usually in like Fastro. I do want to drop cards out of my hand, so I was tempted to use the Liberated there, but I think what I'd rather do is just play the medium and the clone chip. I'm hoping that just because the medium hits the board, he's going to get scared and then try to ice R&D again, even though I really have no way in yet. If he doesn't, though, I am able to David next turn and start checking to see what's there. If I can find an agenda and swap, if I can find a 2-1 and swap for his Beal, that's good for me. I don't know for sure what his deck is running. Biotic Labor is usually a good tip-off, but it is Astrobiotics though, and it's probably not very threatening. It's more like just sort of, its goal is fast advance. It's only going to try to fast advance. Don't need to worry about much else. So we put something in this server. He advances it twice. Huh. He scores breaking news. Okay. It's sort of interesting that he's very poor right now. I'm going to install another medium. Take those credits. Let's run HQ and see if it's a special offer, then, whatever. Live with it. If it's anything else, okay, it's an Enigma. So I bounce off. That's fine. So next turn, I David and I go for R&D unless he does something about, he adds another ice. I think regardless of what he does, I David and go. He's at 1 credit, so he went broke pressing the Enigma. He sweeps for 3. So this is sort of NBN's, he's gotten 2 hedge funds and hasn't actually, 3 hedge funds now, off 3 different cards. You refer to these sort of cards as hedge funds because they're usually worth 4 credits. Sweep Sweep, I managed to make him play for 3, which is nice. Okay, and he put something into server 2. So first thing I'm going to do is run server 2, see what I get. I assume this is the toll booth. If it's not, then, you know, whatever. Jackson Howard, okay, so he's going to sweep some stuff back into the rug, as it were. I used a click to do this. I don't want to install my David just yet. As soon as I install the David, then he's going to immediately start trying to block my medium accesses. So instead, I'm going to throw down Daily Cast. I'm going to throw down Parasite on his Enigma, hopefully getting him to worry about HQ more, and I'm going to throw down another straight same old thing. I'm trying to keep my hand size low so that he can't sweep for any good value. He took back, when he Jacksoned the Biotic, sweep and hedge fund. So the big goal here is hopefully I can keep him poor until such time as I can start mediuming past the wraparound here. I'd really like to draw knifed. That would be sort of the go-ahead signal to hit R&D, because then I can get rid of the wraparound instead of only getting 3 accesses past it. It's going to be big when I'm able to, as soon as I'm able to do that. And if he doesn't put down anything in this remote, I'll probably start. My big concern is he's at 3 points now. Going to match point would be bad. I'd rather keep checking him. I think this is toll booth, so he can't really res it. I'd really like to see him kind of just econ for a turn, just credits, because that gives me the chance to go after R&D. He's really thinking. I think he's feeling the pressure. He knows that I've got lots of passive econ going on here. I've got the Daily Cast, I've got the Wild Cakes combo going, which is usually like devastating in terms of, okay, so he's going to try to put another thing in the remote, put 2 things in the remote. I'm definitely running there then. That's, you know, I really want to see. Okay, I get Fost. That's good. Do I play the Fost this turn? I think I do. I think I play Fost and run server 2 and see. So now I can probably break this if it's just like a resistor or, you know, a wraparound or something. If it's wraparound, I probably can't break it. He lets me through. It's red herrings. Okay. What is this? This is an Astro script. Okay, so I can't steal that. I can pay 1 to trash red herrings because I'm wizard, and then I can run server 2 again. Maybe he's trying to bait me with this ice. I'm not sure, but yeah, 3 credits. It's gonna be really tough to keep me out unless it's a wraparound. So I get the Astro script. I'm not gonna turntable that. What I really want is a 2-1 in order to get his Beal out of there. Instead, I'm just gonna take a credit. That leaves it so next turn, once the Daily Cast goes, I can use David to break the wraparound. Okay, he gets a sweep for 3 credits again. Not ideal. Not ideal at all. But I can live around that. He also is going to do so 2 sweeps. Alright, but I'm going to be able to... Enigma dies next turn, and then he blocks the server. Okay, so he still wants to score out. That probably means, A, he's got something in hand. Potentially. Oh, here's the knife I wanted. Alright, so I'm going to run HQ just to check. Breaking news and turntable for the Beal. And let's see what else is in his hand. Interns. Okay. So this is a very good turn of events for me. I've got my knife now, so I'll be able to trash the wraparound and go down on R&D. I've already got both mediums out, and he knows that, so I'm kind of surprised he went for the second ice there. Is there anything I want to do instead of just clicking for credits here? Certainly. You know what? I'm gonna try to see if I can keep him away from an agenda right now. Okay, so he gets a toll booth. Perfect. This is what we want. I'm short on creds, but he needs to install and click for credit to res that toll booth. Okay, perfect. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to run into R&D. He's going to res the toll booth. Yep. I don't lose credits because I only have less than 3. I'm going to now install this data sucker and gain credits twice. I am very vulnerable to sweep squeak, as it were, since he's already used 2, I'm assuming he's not going to have one. But a sweep squeak back in a 4 would be bad, because then he actually can start threatening again. Right now he can't put anything on server 2 because I'll just run and get it. And even if it's just, yeah, so it's Jackson, that's fine. Okay, so now I get to sure gamble, probably put down my liberated, and then I might try to spoon this toll booth. Instead I'm probably gonna parasite the toll booth and then break the wraparound. All right, first let's sure gamble, then let's liberated. So that's the sort of getting to the point where you can use sure gamble is big because it takes 5 credits. So I was starting at 5. If I did anything else, I would drop below 5 and have to click to get sure gamble. Liberated is even bigger threshold at 6. So this is just kind of an econ turn. He doesn't have anything super. Oh, I'll lose the data sucker for now. It's unfortunate, but I'm gonna spoon this. I guess I'll just spoon this toll booth. I probably won't actually because it's gonna lose credits. That's not great. That's certainly not great. He installs an HQ, not the move I would have made, I don't think. Unless, again, there's agendas HQ, in which case I'll go check and see what my options look like. I'm actually pretty annoyed with this spoon, or the parasite. That was a bad move. I wanted to keep that data sucker. I wanted to just use spoon to kill the toll booth. But instead now I'm short of data sucker and my spoon is going to be harder to pull off. You make mistakes. I'm pretty unfamiliar with this deck. Loading to play around, it's sort of okay. And so he special offers. Do I want to block special offer? I'm going to block that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to break that. Again, trying to keep him. Low money. The fact that he did put, well, so special offer doesn't tell me much. That just means, you know, he wanted to get money. Less interesting than anything else. I'm gonna now knifed. No, I can't break this thing. I don't want a knifed. I would need to spooned. And that's sort of a waste of a parasite, anyways. I'm gonna click this once. Run archives, see what is here. I know he has a Jackson out. He might want to get rid of whatever. No, he lets me through. Okay, so what do I see? I see an ice wall. So he knows the ice wall is worthless. He dropped a sand and he dropped a fast track. Interesting. Sand probably because I'm wizard and therefore sand is not that big of a tax for me to break. I need a better memory solution than this. I'm gonna hit this one more time. Next turn I'm gonna parasite the special offer, dropping this parasite, overriding this parasite, and then I'm just gonna spoon with my David to kill the toll booth, and then knife to kill the wraparound. Made a mistake in selling that Fastro NEH can protect his ground wizard's ability. But even I mean, we can discuss this afterwards. Even if you forgot about Whizzard's ability, I guess you were trying to res this ice. You assumed you could res one of the two to stop the thing. If you can't res this ice though, then and I don't drop the Faust, then I just kill the red herrings and come back. So we install something in a new remote. Probably going to check that. See what I get. Run server 3. It's a pad. I'm not going to trash it. I'm going to let him res that, which will cost him money, because the one thing I want to do is cost him more money. I'm going to drop this parasite and install parasite here. Then I'm going to spoon R&D, which will cost me 3 credits and a David token. And check out. Trash his toll booth. And now I'm going to knifed R&D for a huge medium dig. Pop-up window. NAPD. I'm not gonna steal. I could steal this NAPD. Yeah. I've liberated still. Okay, so I'm gonna take the NAPD. I don't want to swap and turn. Things look grim for him, for sure. My next R&D dig, if I hit R&D again, I'd probably win. There's just, yeah, okay, well that's basically a concession. I'll hit this once just so I can get another NAPD if I find it. And now I dig for 6 cards. Any agenda. Static labor, wall of static, pop window, special offer. No agenda. Well, we hit R&D again. That was all ice in operation, so I couldn't even trash any of it out of the way with Whizzard, which is pretty annoying. Static, pop window, special offer, Enigma. An APD contract. So the biggest thing I would say, the biggest mistake I saw Zoinks make here was bioticking a Beal at the very start. The Astro is one thing, but I would have gotten that Astro unless you can res that ice. The bigger mistake, I think, was the very beginning, the biotic of a Beal. That was 7 credits down the drain for not a really big board state advantage. I like biotic labor, I play it in HB, but I reserve it almost exclusively to finish out games when I have an absolutely massive economic advantage. Like I have 2 sex bots out there giving me credits, and I can afford to just kind of to fire out the biotic. Or in the case of like Astro Script, because once you have a scored Astro Script, you can use that to then score out other agendas. It's the chain. I mean, Astro Script's the most broken card in the game. We don't have to get into that. But bioticking a Beal is 7 credits. That that's you can see. I never really got that much above 10. There was one turn where I went above 10, and I then blew up R&D with it. But he never really got above 10 either. Yeah, so I just said in the chat that the biggest mistake was the early biotic. Yeah, the rest is all kind of snowballing from there. Using, the Netrunner has a big impact on going broke, or there's a big impact in general in going broke and losing a lot of. Yeah. In general, I think he was going to have a rough time of it, though, unless he was able to get a really god hand out of NEH. Um, my sort of opening, opener there of being able to liberated, where's the liberated, wild side chronotype just means that I'm gonna, it's taking like 2 or 3 turns to just be an absolute monster. I don't think we really saw me doing anything too monstrous here until that very end when I started doing this huge dig set of R&D. But in general, that's just such a great opener. Yeah, GG. Sure. So I'm going to cut the recording here. I'm going to turn off this the stream. Oh, I just saw that there's someone in the chat. Is memory using the issue? Do you have a Jin? No, there's no Jin in this deck. I don't think Jin is really the strength of it. I think it wants to medium dig as soon as possible, and Jin's just kind of extraneous stuff in the way. You have a lot of cutlery, you have Davids, and you have Foss and Parasites and Data Suckers. You're trying to basically destroy ice. You have Wizards, so you can keep their econ down, so you sort of keep the Corp locked down for as long as possible until you can destroy all the ice out of the way of R&D and then go that way. Memory usually isn't an issue. I happen to install 2 mediums here, which I think was really unnecessary. I should have just stuck with 1. Yeah. There's the whole Parasite mix up earlier on. I'm going to switch sides right now, and I'm going to cut this recording really quick, so I'm going to turn off the stream for a minute, just so I have the recording, save a separate one for the next game. I'll be back in 1 minute.